Dolvine.com here. I'm gonna do a gematria video on the number 47 and the border between China and Afghanistan, which a lot of people don't even know that they're the border connecting these two countries. And if you would not guess how many miles this border is, it's 47 miles. So I thought that was pretty interesting, so I thought I would look into this and make a video. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, gematria, look up gematria effect news. That's where I get a lot of my tips and information from. So um, he's got a book out there, Letters and Numbers, and then I actually made a decoding book, looking at letters and numbers. So those will give you some background. Um, you can go to gematriaproducts.com. There should be links for both the digital downloads of those. But so, yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting how they share a border that's 47 miles long. So I looked into it a little bit more. It's called the Wakhan Corridor. It's this little strip here. So I'll show you a different picture. Um, there's some dates I'll show you. So it's kind of a small picture, but you can see China's up there, and Afghanistan's down below, and there's a little strip that connects them together. So that's what this strip is here. So then above you got, or below you got Pakistan, and then there's another country above. So back in the day, this used to be like British and Russia. So they made this to separate the Brits and Russia. So that's kind of where the thing came to be. So a few interesting things about this is that it happens to be on the 74th degree east meridian. So that's pretty interesting because you use the reflection of 47 and then you get 74, which um, is pretty interesting if you study this work. So to go on, I'll get into some date numerology a little bit later. Well, actually, I'll do that first here. So if you go to Wikipedia, there's not a whole lot on this. There's just this right here. As you can see, 47 miles. And right down here, it's talking about how in Russia, so 1895, that's when the agreement between British and Russia. And then there's another date here, 1963, which is really interesting, that I'll get to later. So they didn't have these dates, the specific dates of these years, but I had to look those up separately, and so it was 9/10/1895, and this is called the Great Game, and I'll show you that has significance as well. But just looking at this date, it was 9/10/1895, and that has date numerology of 33, 123, 112, and 33 again. So in this work, 33 is the big number. 123 is the conspiracy number, and 112 is the reflection of 211. And in this work, primes are really important, and 211 is the 47th prime number. So just keep that in mind. So the other date was actually, I'll show you this here. I have an image of it right here. That's where I was saying that these numbers come from, and that's how you get them. So this other date here is November 22nd, 1963, also has 33 date numerology, and a couple other interesting ones, and 88 and 15. 15th prime is 47. There's how you calculate these numerology dates, and then you can calculate the years in between. So that was 68 years in between these two dates. And the interesting thing about November 22nd, 1963, that's the day that JFK was killed. So there's must be some kind of connection there. So I found that to be pretty interesting. That's the date that they finalized the border between um, Afghanistan and China. So going on, I was going to go back to these numbers here. So I started, with the 47, how it's the 47th mile border or whatever, and Afghanistan's known for poppy seeds. Like that's so that area they say is called the like Silk Road. So also, do I have that on here? So also like another thing for that is you see, look up black market. Black market equals 74 again, the reflection. So on the also so poppy, you got 47. Um, that kind of connects you to when you think of Afghanistan, so opium equals 74, the reflection. And when you're thinking of Afghanistan, Bin Laden comes to mind, and he equals 47, and there's a lot more with him and 47 as well, but um, the Chinese town that's closest to this border is called Xi Anjing, and that has a thing of 47. I don't know how to say that, but a lot of interesting stuff here. If you keep going down, it's called the tri the tri point, and there's like the other countries that all connect in that area, and the other countries that connect are starts with a T here, um, and that equals your 33 with the date numerology, and then the other country that starts with a B, Badakistan, that's got 33 connecting those there, and the mountain range, I believe, is it the mountain range or the valley? The Pamir Mountains, Pamir 33, all in that same area. And they have the 33 date numerology when this border became about, and 33 the really big number. So, as you see this Joaquin corridor, that equals 77. That's your, what the whole thing's called here. So 77's important because um, the Great Game, like I said, that's got 77, and like Flight 77 kind of bring you back to Bin Laden. A lot of more 77s if you go into it. Um, Same with the Great Game equals 110. Get rid of the 011. There's a lot of Bin Laden connections with the Great Game, so that's also important. And people speculate that China's bringing fentanyl back. Like the U.S. is giving them opium to pay off the debt, and then they're buying fentanyl back from them. So 119 fentanyl, that's the reflection of 911. Bin Laden back to your 911. Um, Also, if it's called the corridor there, and corridor equals 116, and some people say if you do like the reflection upside down, like that would equal 911 as well. Um, so another interesting thing about corridor is it equals 100, and again these are your four base ciphers, and Afghanistan equals 100, China equals 100, so they kind of got a little try 100 going on there. It's kind of interesting, and yeah, there was a lot more interesting connections if you know see these numbers here. It seems to me like kind of with the I started with the 47, and it kind of brought me to like a circle with China, and you know uh, like the Poppy and Bin Laden and like China connection. It's interesting how it was between the Brits and Russia. So um, I know there's a lot more to this. I can show you, them pictures again here. There's China and then Afghanistan. It's just weird how there's just this little part that extends off Afghanistan, in between these two countries and connects to China. So it's kind of called like the Silk Road, and it's known for like being like for trade, like how they do trade to get through. It's like a trade market. So then I think if you even type in trade, you get your 33 there also. So that gives you a connection too, and yeah. So it's just kind of those were the numbers I was focusing on. They kind of um, they kind of show you how the numbers have in common reference to each other, but um, I just thought I'd make this, give you something to think about. If you have any more connections or tips you want to leave below that, maybe reveal something I didn't see off, real quick here, but um, yeah, I just thought I'd make this video. Check out my book at Gematria Products, or you can go to Etsy and look it up. So other than that, I just thought this was pretty interesting how they have to share a border, and you can check out the Wikipedia. Um, there's not, it's not much of a read here, and then kind of there's not a whole lot of information on this topic, but um, something else I thought was interesting. The borders mark the greatest time zone difference on Earth. Um, I didn't really find anything connected to that. I just thought it was interesting. Another thing, China, yeah, this goes back to around 649 AD. I don't really see anything there, but yeah, just interesting how JFK's death date is the same date that this became an actual thing in 1963. But anyways, Dolzine, dolzine.com. All right, that is it for me. Take it easy.